shapes of everybody's breasts.
And then she came in, put a banana down on the bar, and the whole bar just fell apart laughing. It was funny. It's really funny.
Oh, I miss those old black and whites by Carmine Infantino. I really do. Speaking of bananas.
Speaking of bananas.
We are. Come on, everybody.
I'm going to take this one to the wall.
Out there. Yeah. I think there's a Star-Lord out there, if I remember right, that Marvel won't reprint, at least not unedited.
Really?
Where the girl's topless through the majority of it. An old black and white Star-Lord. Yeah, by Infantino. And they're bananas. They're not melons. They're bananas. Anyway.
Bananas.
Mm-hmm. Banana. You think I will find that book and show it to you off camera. You will know.
Okay.
You will say, those look exactly like bananas.
Well, that's the end of the show. The show for today, folks. We're going to look at this book.
Star-Lord by Carmine Infantino, folks. Look it up.
Yeah, there may be bananas.
There anyway.
There are bananas.
There are bananas. You know, as a kid, you buy those great old black and white books in order to be entertained, and you know, there's bananas. Come on in, folks. We see you out there. It's time for Comics by Night. We got a great book. No bananas, I don't think, are in this book. Maybe. No citrus at all. We'll see. Great book today. Glad you're here. Let me run the opening and we'll get this show on the road as soon as I hit the right thing here. There we are. And here we go. Oh, really? There's a little bit of snow on the ground over here. It's kind of cold out this morning. Had to brush the car off for the wife before she went into work.
What was that? This is not a charade. We need total concentration. Now, once again, this time, with theory.
That's right, folks. Comics by Night. Glad you're here on the Indie Comics Network, Comic Book Black Belt YouTube channel, and the Randy Zim YouTube channel. Go over there and hit like and subscribe, ring that bell, do whatever you have to do. Any interaction with those sites just helps our algorithm. We're so glad you're here. The chat is open. We are live this morning. It's 5 a.m. where I am here in fantastic snowy Michigan. And wish you the best. We've got a great book, like I said. I'm your host. You can find my work over at arrowcomics.store or Barnes & Noble or Amazon. You can find Shadow Kingdom there. The Atlantean #1 is at the printer and will be fulfilled here within the next couple of weeks. Can't wait for you to see that. It's an original story based off of the characters from the Shadow Kingdom. We're currently knee-deep, hip-deep into #2, actually. So it's all good. Can't wait. What?
Well, that's what farmers are. Knee deep in #2.
Knee deep in okay. Yes.
Unless they put
here we're hip deep in #2. Here we go. Lots of #2 here, folks.
It's my juvenile humor.
Yeah.
It never left me.
Real funny. Anyway. We're all Beavis. We're all Beavises at heart. So
look at our things.
Every time I hear somebody say something is fire, I just kick into Beavis and fire. Yeah, folks, we really appreciate you being here. Again, you can find my stuff over at arrowcomics.store. Go over there and take a look. All sorts of different stuff. I like all sorts of comics. Also joining us this morning is Mr. Glenn Fleming. Glenn, introduce yourself, please.
Hi, everybody. My name's Glenn Fleming, and before we start, I want to squash a rumor. Some people are putting around that I've written a book. That's not true. I've written 12.
Yeah.
And they're all on Amazon. And most relevant to this show, of course, is this one about my visit to see the late great Jack
book.
Kirby at his home. Thank you. At his home in Jack Kirby, in California.
Home in Jack Kirby, yeah.
Yeah. I also draw things occasionally. And sometime in the next 100 years, this is going to be coming out. It's been ready for longer than that, and it's all finished and ready, and it should be coming out soon. But if you go to fundmycomics.com, you'll be able to get this. That'll give you a little prelude to what that other book's about. This features the origins of my character Hatch. It shows you published and unpublished work, and I think it's a really good read. So look at that. And occasionally, I've been known to publish this, which is a 100-page magazine about comics featuring articles and interviews, and Russ and Randy have been in it, and lots of other people have been in it. Check it out, all on Amazon.
Yeah. Also joining us this morning is Mr. Russ Leach. Russ, introduce yourself, please.
Hello. It is. It's 8 minutes past 10, or 5 to the apocalypse here over in the UK. We're doing fine though. Nothing terrible's happened that we can't get over.
Which apocalypse?
Yeah, there's another election in 4.5 years. Something will happen.
We won't be around then.
We might not be around by then. No. Although my mutant brothers may well vote for me, which would be lovely. Yeah, I'm an artist from the UK. I draw comics. Most recently, The Atlantean, which was up on Fund My Comic, and will be out to retail soon. And also, obviously, The Shadow Kingdom, which you could still pick up one of the original versions over at arrowcomics.store. But if you want a retail version, there's loads of them. Go over to Critical Blast. You can find it on Amazon. You can find it on Barnes & Noble. Most importantly, if you want to find out more about what we're doing, when the next issue's out, how that's going to be put together, because we'll be letting out little bits and pieces of art from the book as we go along. That's going to be hitting crowdfunding Fund My Comic on 1st of March next year, and currently in production. If you want to find out about all of those things, go to my website, russleach.com, and sign up for the email list, and we'll keep you up to date with all of that stuff. russleach.com.
Cool. All right, folks, Blueberry 2. Charlier and Moebius.
Chalier. Jean-Michel Chalier.
Chalier.
All right.
Oh, this gets sharper. That's good.
Oh, I thought I had wiped out my name here, and apparently I didn't.
Mama.
Yep, added a comma.
Zimama.
There we are.
Oh, dear.
Epic reprint volume. Fantastic volume. Done in 1987, I believe. The original copyright's 1969. This volume was 1972 and 73.
Now, once again, like we were talking last week about the style change from Moebius, if you put that in front of me, I'd have been more likely to say it's Wrightson.
Yeah, Bernie Wrightson. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that
Moebius
piece especially. Yep.
Yeah, it's just like wow, what am I looking at? Brilliant. The spotting of the blacks. It's just
almost photographic.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
Book 3, Ballad for a Coffin.
You know you're out in the desert.
Yeah. Or on Mars.
Yeah.
Or on Mars, yeah.
Look at that.
So the storytelling here is a lot tighter than Moebius's fantasy work.
Wow, a bit wordy, isn't it?
Quick synopsis of the previous 2 chapters.
If you look long enough, you see a guy in the background with a cigarette.
Yeah. Yeah.
The first bump.
Absolutely. Gotta look long and hard.
Yeah.
To see him. Yeah.
So to speak. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This profile over here really looks like Hugo Pratt. Looks like Kurt almost.
Yes.
The same kind of technique.
You see, that bottom panel where they're in the cave, that'd have been a great double page spread, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a throwaway, you know.
But again, look at the
Well, there's so many
the
of these
shading
shots like
in
that.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love the shading.
Light
It,
source.
it
way
reminds
outside
me.
the
It reminds me of the time tunnel, going into the time tunnel.
Yeah.
You know that
Yeah, it does.
great coloring.
That's it. Issue 3 of Atlantean all takes place underground. There you go. Yeah. It's great stuff. Look at that expression. Sitting on his head in his hands.
So this was first published in 1969, and this is 1972. This reprint.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Lots of panels, lots of work.
Yeah. French must be a little bit more long-winded than the English. Look at all the extra space
Yeah.
here.
I like the way that I've noticed last week and today in this first few pages that Charlier likes to tell a story, doesn't he? He gets into. There's a lot going on. It's
Yeah.
not just suddenly fighting and stuff. There's a lot of downtime.
Mm-hmm.
When I say down, I mean not fighting.
Well, these are definitely, like novels. They're really
Yeah.
deep reads. Meant to
Yeah.
be.
Fantastic.
It's interesting he opened that gutter here, but he didn't open the top of the balloon.
Got to keep it interesting.
Yeah. Same up here. It could have been.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that open.
Tails are bumped.
I don't like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to get annoyed at our book. There's a few of them in there.
I really like the way Simonson, or it's probably John
he-
Workman who letters Simonson's work, does it. That open.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. Yeah, I know what you mean. I don't care for it
But
really. I think it detaches the text from the image, but that's just me.
I think there's too much white space around everything, but
Here.
Yeah, I always said it's probably the translation, that isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah,
probably. Yeah.
is.
And if they'd have done the font size a bit larger in that one, it would have been smaller in the other. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, they had to get the right font size for the whole thing, didn't they? So
Yeah.
Shuffle and reshuffle. Yeah. That paw.
He's shot his horse.
And again, these are done in half page.
Yes.
Probably
Yes.
the original laying sideways.
Yeah.
That's why it was so tight on this. And all this background work. Look at that. It's beautiful.
It's lovely. Look at that guy lying down there in the sand on the right hand side when he's running past him with his hat next to him. Near your thumb. Yeah. It's just a fantastic composition, isn't it? Look at the vegetation and stuff, and he's just keeping low, going past him. It's just great.
Yeah.
It's just brilliant. Excellent.
So he blew out the front of his gun, it looks like.
Yeah. There's always a guy in a white hat, isn't there? Like in
Like Blueberry.
in
Yeah.
Sundance Kid. There's always that guy after them with the white hat.
Draw attention. Yeah. Look at the stance here, though. It's great. Bent knee.
The best thing that Moebius ever did was go and live with his mum for 8 years or whatever it was in Mexico, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
With his colouring style there, because he really shows the light, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. A lot of the Western paintings that I've seen, like Remington's and that, have a really hard, bright color palette to them. Lots of solids, lots of primary shades, just fantastic stuff. Really bright like this.
And 13 panels on that right-hand page. In fact, 13 panels on each page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But really, though, it's a half a page. You know, it's
Yeah.
like Starhawks.
Right.
He's really probably working in chunks.
Yeah.
Would have loved to have seen how this was printed originally. Look at that work here.
Was it in a newspaper originally?
I thought it was in a magazine.
Right.
It's like Tintin at the Hergé.
Was it in? It was in Pilote, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, it was in Pilote because I remember reading. Charlier was working there and then wanted to do a western, I think, and then Moebius was doing some Renegade Navajo or something it was called.
Yeah.
And Moebius was working on that, so they got together and produced this, and then I seem to remember Charlier had a falling out with the editorial and left and went to work in television, I think, television or advertising or both for about 10 years, and then came back, you know, and carried on with Blueberry. As I
Is that
understand.
when they did the Young Blueberry material?
I don't know.
Yeah, because there's older material that has the main character younger in it.
Right.
There's another set of about 5 or 7 volumes like that. Young Blueberry.
So the point I was making, or part of the point I was making, was the fact that Moebius had already been working on westerns anyway, and Charlier was writing westerns before they got together to produce this masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
But like it all happens, somebody falls out with somebody and they leave, don't they?
Yeah.
Those rocks on that first page there on the top, the right-hand page, the first panel, those rocks look really organic, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
They look like they're going to move and grab them.
Yeah, too.
Yeah.
Beautifully done.
I'd love to see the original artwork on this.
Yeah.
I can imagine. No.
You just wonder where it all is, don't you? Because I can't believe it's all been thrown away. I think somebody's
Well,
got
we
it
got.
in the garage.
I got hold of that one last week, the first page,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not everywhere.
Where was it? Where did you find it? Was it on eBay or something?
I think it was either eBay or some kind of auction site.
Right.
Yeah.
Heritage or something like that.
Yeah.
What was it going for?
I can't remember. It was a week ago, mate. I've slept since then.
About 20 quid.
Yeah, about 20 quid. Which is a bit expensive, let's face it.
20 quid in Henry VIII quid.
I still can't believe somebody paid $960,000 for the first appearance of Deadpool.
Yeah.
Okay, no. I'm going to say somebody's got a lot of money, but they had a lot of money.
That's an investment piece, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Mm.
Sit on that for 2 more movies and move it for 1.5.
You'd hope so, wouldn't you? But
I'm sure that's what they're thinking.
you just don't know, do you? You don't know where the world's going to go.
Nope.
And if I had, how much did you say it went for?
960,000.
I'd be more impressed if he bought 960,000 quid's worth of gold. That's an investment.
Just
saying.
$960,000 of your artwork.
Oh yeah, that would be nice. Yeah, that's definitely an investment. Come and buy it.
Yeah.
In fact, I won't even charge you that much money.
I'll sit and draw the rest of my life if you give me that money.
Yeah.
There you are.
Hey, speaking of money, Russ, somebody over in the UK won that 177 million on the lottery. 177 million.
It's like I don't. I'm not interested in huge sums of money. You just want enough, don't you?
What is that, about 50 million after your taxes?
No, you don't pay
We
tax.
don't. You don't pay
You
tax on
Oh, you don't pay
prizes.
tax on that? Holy
No.
crap.
Somebody
You don't
Good
pay
on you.
tax.
So that person has got a check this week for £177 million.
I know there's plenty of things that I'd do with it. I can tell you that. First thing I'd do is build a dojo, and I'd gift it to the federation that I train with, and then same time I'd probably find some local charities. So not big charities, local charities. You know, like people that are doing stuff with scouts or young kids or like that kind of, or even looking after old people, whatever. All the things that you think about. Do you know what I mean? I'd definitely distribute plenty of cash to those people because you don't. How much do you need? 107? Would you say 117 million or something?
177.
177 million.
Yeah.
I mean, you could give 77 million away and you'd still have too much money, wouldn't you?
That's right, yeah. I'd have a house built for 77 million.
Over here, if you wanted the quick payout, they'd pay you. They would normally pay you out over 30 years, so that whoever owns them is making interest on that money. But they'd split it up. They'd split it up into 30 payments. If you want the instant payout, it's about half. So you'd get about 80, 90 million.
That's just, I don't get that.
Oh, no.
Surely that's illegal.
I'm not done. And then that 80, 90 million is taxed by the IRS, by the federal government, which is about 25%. And then depending upon the state, you're taxed again. And that's another between 5 and 15%.
God.
So you end up with about a quarter then of the original.
Yep. Yeah.
Great.
If you want the instant payout. If not, then it's all just a slow,
I don't think
split over 30 years. And
I don't think I'll be here in 30 years.
The feds are still going to, it goes into your state. You start a trust.
I'm aiming for 30 years, mate.
Well, if I'm here for 30 years, I'll be 100.
Yeah, well, I hope you are, mate. And I can abuse you.
Amen.
So do I.
I can call you an old git.
I'm living to be 110.
Yeah, do it. Oh, that's ugly. Did you just stab him with the end of his, or did you just hit him with it? Oh, he's just hit him with it. Right.
Yeah. I like the way they
here he shot him. Is that what
and then he shot him. Bang. So he stabbed him with it and got bang.
Sabam. Look at the red
Lovely
on the top of that on the last panel on the right hand page. Look at the red on the top of that rock.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and the way he's graduated it up there.
Yeah.
Here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they drop the word balloons over. It's best part on the page.
Yeah, I would say it's a pity that the word balloons are over the top of that because it's not really giving it room that it deserves.
Focus.
I like the way the guys are really, really heavily tanned and the girls,
they're still light skinned.
Yeah, like the Marilyn Monroe type of thing, keeping out of the sun,
Yeah.
And this guy who is shot, the Mexican guy is shot, he's really sort of cartoony. He's even more cartoony than the rest, isn't he?
Yeah. They've got a little arrow down the bottom there.
Yeah, not good.
I don't think he needs it.
No.
I wouldn't read that top panel and go straight to the right panel.
No, I wouldn't know.
I'd come down and then go left to right. So
I'm trying to look at where what arrow are you seeing?
Bottom right page, last page.
Oh, right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would read that. At that little while ago, they had that video of some crappy channel that was telling you how to. It might even have been a Marvel channel. I don't know. Telling you how to read comics.
Oh, that's got to be Marvel channel.
It's like, oh God, the bloody lunatics are running.
You need to find that, and we need to screen snipe it on one of the programs.
Yeah,
we need to go through and critique it.
God,
because a lot of that stuff is so misleading. I sit there and even these guys who do the history stuff sit there and want to scream at him sometimes. There's one guy out there in particular that never seems to get his facts right. He's as good as that Kevin Smith History of Comics documentary as far as accuracy goes. Just way off on a lot of the stuff. Did an entire video praising Vince Coletta, and I'm like, are you kidding?
Oh God, really?
Okay.
It's stunning the amount of it's one thing if you get something wrong. It's when you effectively give an air of being, if not an expert in something, at least very well, versed.
Yeah.
And then you're getting things completely arse upwards.
Yep.
And I think there's a lot of that on the internet, unfortunately. There's a lot of people thinking they know a lot.
Yeah.
But don't. This I do concern myself with the general IQ of the general public sometimes when you see videos coming on YouTube explaining a film.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Explaining the end of a movie. And you think, really? You didn't get that for yourself? You didn't know that already? Just it's
the worst
pretty
thing
obvious
for me,
it's a movie.
The worst thing for me is when people have to be told before it happens.
Yeah.
I said before, I can never work out why people want to know what happens at the end of the film.
Oh, look who's in the chat.
It's Marv.
Marv. Buddy, how you doing? Good morning, everyone. I'm on my coffee break. It's been a while. It has been too long.
Lovely to hear from you, Marv.
I want to congratulate Randy and Russ for the Shadow Kingdom. Great book. When can I get the Atlantean on Amazon? Take care.
Soon.
As soon as it's printed and they list it up there on Amazon, Marv, it'll be available there.
Yeah. So soon as our backers get their copies, then a slightly adjusted version will hit Amazon. So
great to hear from you. Hope
good.
Well.
Yeah, I hope you're okay. Yeah.
In Portugal, doing well. Glad you entered the chat this morning. Look at the starkness of the coloring here. It's outside, just super bright. A lot of yellow.
Whack.
That's almost a dark, a dingy yellow more than a green here.
Yeah.
Like a dirty yellow, almost.
I was just looking at the top panel, two above that one where he slaps the girl, the way they're walking towards you with the horses, the way he's framed the main people by not colouring them. How good is that?
I love that one on the right there with the cross.
Here.
Yeah, that's a great panel.
Yeah, it's really low lighting, isn't it?
Stepping out.
Does a lot. It's great too.
I found it. That's great, that panel. Look at she's looking down and the shadow onto that grave thing, whatever it is.
Yeah.
That tomb. That's so good. And the panel above where they're walking towards the church thing and the guy's in purple. Yeah, look at that, the way it frames it.
Yeah.
That's just fantastic.
Again, the choice of blue here. It's great.
Yeah.
Like that.
Again, look at that top left panel on the left-hand page, the first panel. That blue over that purple. How good is that? That's fantastic, isn't it?
Tell me you're in a cave without telling me you're in a cave.
Yeah. Wow. If you look at the panel there with the horses running towards you, they're almost transparent, aren't they?
Yeah, it's very cinematic. You know, kind of an action pose. The camera is dropped.
But you can sort of see through them. It's like they're all the same, like the ghosts type of thing. It's all you can. If you look at the rocks behind, and then the guy underneath of the horses, it's the same color. It's like they're transparent. It's really strange. Really nice effect. Oh, look at that bottom panel there in the middle, way in the dark, with the silhouettes. Look at that. How good is that?
Riding out for a bit of dust here.
Yeah.
Just the right color combination to show they're riding by moonlight. You know, just dark enough.
Yeah. Wow. Just amazing.
Needs no coloring on this too. Sorry. I'm not finding it. Yeah, he did it. He did his own color on this. I love that pen. Got a graphic novel. I think Kamiko actually printed it of Western that Doug Wilby did, and that's a lot of that. It looks a lot like that in style and look. I'll have to dig that out and show that off sometime real soon. What a nice shot.
Yeah, it's just outstanding, isn't it?
Yeah.
With the shadow under the sombrero.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
Somebody's hanging high. Shot the rope.
And you'd think they couldn't get much sort of darker skin, those guys, and then they're under the bush, and the skin looks darker in the shadow.
Yeah. It's a great pen.
This should be Charles Bronson, shouldn't it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. At the time, I think that's pretty close to what he looked like, too.
Yeah. They describe it as ruggedly handsome, don't they?
Yeah. Marvies says, thank you. I've been watching the show. Have a great weekend. Got to go back.
See you, Marv.
Take care, man. Good to hear
from you, Marv.
Really good to hear from you.
I'm not sure about this paw thing for the gun. It sounds like they're shouting the dad.
Pa. Hey, Paul.
Pa.
Yeah. Oh. I guess it's better than pew.
Yeah.
Better than pew pew.
Pew pew.
Sounds too much like Pepe Le Pew.
Hey, Paul. It just reminds me of Cletus, the slack-jawed yokel from The Simpsons.
Okay. Not about my Simpson lore, but he does sound like an interesting character.
Cletus, the slack-jawed yokel, because they'd always sort of show this family, and it'd be like, "Have you got dinner? Yeah, I got it from the road." or they'd have like 15 kids and live in a truck or something. It's obviously a caricature,
right? No ground, no background. just a little bit of, couple little dots just to show there's some dirt.
That panel below it looks like a photograph, doesn't it?
Doesn't it? It's amazing.
Yeah.
That's why you got to love comics.
Yeah.
Just look at what you can do.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that you can have that white panel with them just trotting through space like that. That's an example of why this is not an illustrated book, but a comic strip, sequential art, because it's all about the story.
Yeah.
It's not about the fact that you can't see everything in every panel.
Yep. Sequential art.
Mm.
Guide your eye down to.
That over on the far right, the girl with the blue face, that looks
Yeah.
a little bit AXA-like, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
Yes. Yep.
Romero.
Does look a bit Romero.
I was thinking down here, this to me, this looks a little bit like Dale Messick from Brenda Starr, Reporter. It's kind of got that almost that look of that feel to it. Sorry, obscure reference. Yeah. I wonder if he was looking at a lot of her work. That looks like almost Frank Thornish in a way. A little bit of Brenda Starr there. Great face.
I tell you what, in some places, some of the ways that he uses the brush and the lines, it's almost like John Romita Jr.
Yeah.
I bearing in mind the time and when John Romita Jr. was growing up, with his father being in the job, not so much in this spread here, you can't see it at all. But there are spreads where there are pages where it's very open, and you've got to think, there's a lot of similarities there. I personally, I'm going to get my ass kicked here, I suppose. I don't like John Romita Jr.'s style.
No, I don't.
I don't like it at all. I think sometimes you look at it and think, are you trying really so hard to be so different to your father?
Yeah.
that you've gone too far. Do you know what I mean? I love John Romita's work, and Junior's work just doesn't do it for me. On his best day, sometimes it's good. I mean, I've got a book which was Wolverine, Ghost Rider, and The Punisher.
Okay.
Back in the 90s. And also he did some work on Daredevil as well, didn't he? And I kind of
did a lot of work on Daredevil with
I liked that
brother,
stuff. I thought it was okay, but it's almost like the more recent stuff I've not been impressed with personally. I just don't think it looks great. It doesn't entice me in. But there you go. But I do see similarities with some of the, not as like I say, not with this spread, with some of the more open stuff that he's done.
Yeah.
That guy at the top right, it's almost Carlos Esquera, isn't it? The flatness.
Yeah, it is.
Of the face.
Yeah.
Yep, very much so.
I mean, when was this done? 70s?
69.
69.
Right, okay. Yeah, so effectively people like Carlos Esquera and even Romero to a degree were kind of vibing off this. Probably. This would have been a very popular thing, wouldn't it, in Europe? I mean,
yeah. I think
a lot of people would have had this.
Romero was around before this, I think. In the
mid-60s. Yeah, what I meant by that is there's a lot of, like we were saying, where artists come up together and they're kind of vibing off each other
Yeah.
rather
Same.
than
Same influences. Yeah.
rather than being inspired by. Whereas
And
later
don't
artists
don't
would have been
forget,
inspired. So,
don't forget, all three were living. Square's Spanish,
yeah,
Romero's Spanish. This guy's
Yeah.
French.
Yeah.
So it's not too far away.
Yeah,
No.
but it's that whole European hub of
Yeah.
comics as well,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah, like
Yeah.
in the same way that there were guys in the States vibing off each other, or the guys in late 70s with the 2000 AD all vibing off each other. You had that kind of thing going on here, I think. And there's a definite difference in the European style.
Yep. Definitely.
There's something, I don't know what it is about it. I think that's why I love 2000 AD so much, is because it took from both schools. It was a real mishmash of European and American influences,
Mm-hmm.
and came out as something completely unique. Get your guns.
Yeah.
That should be GIT, shouldn't it? GIT.
Get
Your guns.
Get your guns. Yeah.
And that guy at the top, the side view with the long hair, should be in Erie. Should be Tales of the Crypt, shouldn't he? Introducing it.
Yeah. Here.
Look at that wall on the previous page there. Open on the first page in the middle. That wall, that purple wall, right in the centre. Up
there. There you go.
A wall.
Up here.
That thing that looks like a wall.
Yeah.
You see it? It's purple. It's just brilliant colouring. I think it's a wall.
Back here.
No, the wall there. You're pointing
everywhere. You've been everywhere, but that wall.
Yeah.
The wall. There's a wall
on the left. 1, 2, 3, fourth panel.
That one. Yeah. The colouring on that is amazing.
The lighting on the top of it.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
And then the panel to the left of it, where the guy's drawing on his cheroot. That's fantastic, isn't it? The way he's breathing in his little cigar thing.
Yep.
Brilliant. Get your guns.
Another great panel here. Get your guns.
Oh, I never thought I'd see one of those cannon things at the old these cowboy films with Mexicans in it. The Mexican army always have a cannon like that. I never thought I'd see one in a comic. I'm surprised I didn't bring those to bear in Sundance Kid at the end.
There's a 2-page spread for you right there.
Yeah.
One panel. There's a platoon or a boom. That's a boom.
It's like he's only got 3 bottles of ink. He does one set in blue, then he finds his red ink, and then he finds his yellow ink. Shit. Boom. That'd have been difficult in the French one. That last panel there, it would have been mad. That fits better.
Another great shot. Look at that. Worm's eye view up the tower. Just great. This whole sequence there is great.
Do you know, as artists, we must be crazy. You know why? We draw these, not as good as this, but we draw these things like this, and we take hours doing all this detail and working it out and doing it. And then people just look at it for 10 seconds and go to the next panel. There's only people like us who go back and drool. You know what I mean? Because we know what the effort is to go into this. So I think
then,
absolutely.
Why are you driven? I mean, I could have got myself a much better paying job.
Yeah. But
I could have stayed in design. I could have stayed in code. Damn it, I could have gone and been a plumber.
Yeah, but you'd have been bored.
Yeah. There's something inside you that insists you must do this.
Oh yeah, yep.
It's I can't shake it. It took me, a lot of my career to work out that I couldn't shake it.
Yep.
And that was the end of it. And now I'm, I would imagine I'm poorer, for it as far as finances are concerned. I'm fortunate to have had a career like you, Glenn, that you did okay in, and I did okay in my career up until this. Well, I'm obviously I can't retire or anything, but I had a career prior to going into comics, which meant that I had sort of life capital, as it were, which meant that I could do it, and not starve. Because it's got to be awful for younger people to do this. So,
you still worked in a profession that was allied to at least what you wanted to do.
Yes, I mean, at least I was in production and design. Is what I did. And in that kind of thing. So that did kind of curtail it for the longest time.
Because my family are the ones that are still here are still waiting for me to get a job as a mechanic.
Yes.
Why don't you be a mechanic? Because
why can't you get a man's job?
And I always say to people, I don't know anything about cars other than they cost a lot of money and they guzzle petrol. That's all I know. But I could draw you. I could draw you one.
I'll draw you a car. And
they say, can't you change spark plugs? And I say no, but I could draw them for you.
But that's the other thing. It's important to communicate. It's important to have storytellers. It is part of the human condition.
Definitely.
And it shouldn't be put down. Unfortunately, obviously we're driven by money because we all have to live.
Yeah.
And we all want to have a nice life as well. It's not like we just want to survive.
Of course,
we want to have a reasonably comfortable existence. So you have to make those compromises. And it doesn't, in some cases, it doesn't matter how good you are at what you do either. Sometimes there's a little bit of good fortune that gets you into the right places.
Yeah.
We all know that. We're fully aware, be honest about it. There are artists like this who deserve everything they got. And then there are other creators in the environment, in the industry that you think, how did they get there? They're failing upwards, or what makes them so special. And sometimes you can be a journeyman or journeywoman. God, you can be that person that goes through and is just sort of averagely good and professional and gets things done on time. And because you've met the right people, you get effectively a sort of a semi-stellar career. And I don't think there's anything wrong in that either. But there are people that you look at and you think, how the hell did that get printed? How the hell did that get used? What's going on? And it's just one of those things. And unfortunately, there's plenty of people that will never see that kind of career who still are still intensely feel they need to tell a story. They need to produce art, whatever.
It depends also what you want to do, because I remember reading about Pavarotti. Now I'm not a Pavarotti fan or opera fan, but I would argue that he's probably got the greatest voice that ever was. And I read an interview with him years ago, and it said, "You think I can sing? You should hear me dad." And then it reminds me of that what we're saying about getting a real job, that Billy Joel story. When he was working, I think he was delivering pizzas or something when working in the clubs at night. And his uncle, he had a party. There was a house party, and one of his uncles was there, and he said to him, "I hear you singing." I think he'd just gone professional in this club, and he said, "Yeah." And he said, "When are you going to get a proper job?" Right? 5 years later, Billy Joel's a multimillionaire, number one, and this guy's uncle came to him and said, "Oh, you've got some money. Lend me $50,000." He says, "Tell you what, I'll lend you $50,000 when I've got a real job."
Yeah, there you go.
Which I think is brilliant. And Billy Joel says, "And he's never spoken to me again."
No, it's It's important to be creative. It is an important aspect. The trouble is that, you know, we're all sort of the whole population. It's encouraged that we're dumbed down.
Yeah.
And you know, people are just trying to survive, and you get this kind of societal sort of groupthink of, well, you know, you don't need artists, you don't need storytellers, you don't need creatives. And you know, I'm the first one to say I don't like celebrity. I'm not. I don't need an actor to tell me how to think. Just you know, dance monkey. That's what you're there for. But I see myself in the same way. I'm a creator. I you know, draw comics. I tell stories. It's not for me to tell anybody else how to think. I'm the monkey. I'm the art monkey, and I'm doing it for people's entertainment. And if I'm really lucky, I might inspire someone to do something for themselves or for other people while I'm doing it. That's the point.
I think
that's the point.
Yeah. Another thing is that I've encountered this in lots of times in my career, and I bet you two guys have as well. Somebody will want you to draw them something, but they don't want to pay you, but they want the work. They want to hang it on the wall, and they want that particular thing. So they know the cost of it, but not the value, or maybe the other way around. But they, they still want that Kirby page on the wall, but they don't know who he is.
They don't want to pay for it.
They don't want to pay for it.
Right.
And
well, it's art, isn't it? You can do this. It's easy for you because you know you can do it. It's like, well, no, you know, I know there's an argument to say some people are born with it and some people aren't, and but everybody can draw, everybody can write, everybody can sing, everybody can play a musical instrument. Doesn't mean they can do it well. Do you know what I mean? It's like I can play a guitar. Okay, I could knock out a couple of notes. I'm not ever going to be any good at it because I am not musical in any way, shape, or form. I have to try really hard. Okay, so you know, everyone can pick up that guitar. It doesn't mean they're going to be good at it, and it doesn't matter how much you practice. Some people just will not be good at it. So there is part of that is true that like some people are gifted, and you see that in comics occasionally. You see the odd people just rush through when they're really young, okay, and they've been brilliant forever, but it's very rare. Even the people that are really good, as we've seen on these podcasts, is that even the great ones, or a lot of the great ones, they had a journey. They started off not as great. Do you know what I mean? But you can see from the word go, you know, that they were good, that they had something about them, that they had an insight, that they had an inner vision of what they could do and how they could be. And it's after that, it's developing skill sets and observation and practice. But you know, it doesn't just turn up automatically. Somebody says to you, "Oh, can you draw me something?" "Oh, you're really good at it, but you know, so it shouldn't cost much." It's like, no, you're not just paying for the 5 minutes it or the 10 minutes it took me to do that sketch. You're paying for the 20 years it took me to work out how lighting works and how lines work, and you know, all those things that go into making you an artist.
Yeah. Before we turn the page here, I just want to point out, I think this is the first set of pages that I've seen that actually look painted to me.
Yeah.
You almost see the brush strokes work in here.
Yeah.
You can tell he's using probably Dr. Martin dyes or some sort of strong watercolor, but you can see the fact that it's painted as opposed to the solidness that the previous pages have had. I don't know if it's just the way they were photographed or if they were running off of copies or what, but it does. Now we're back to more solid looking palette. There's just still little brush strokes here you can still see.
He may have, those previous two pages, he may have tried it a different way, then didn't like it.
Maybe.
Went back to the original way.
Yeah. Or they were just photographed funny.
Yeah.
They might have been missing the stats on those pages and had to go back to the originals or something, and they had faded over time. I don't know. Look at that though. It's shading.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah. Just fantastic stuff here too. More great stuff here. And he's walking downhill. Look at how he's moved the weight of the body on that. Just great. Natural.
It's like they're walking into Los Angeles, isn't it?
Yeah. It's about.
Oh, bloody hell. Sorry. Jehovah's Witnesses at the door.
Oh, cool.
Bring them on. Bring them on.
Yeah.
Just bring them in, put them on the podcast.
Let's talk about the.
Oh, dear.
Talk about the truth. Yeah.
Oh, just no. I don't want to be spoken to about that. Go away.
Yeah.
In all fairness, they've got a sales panel. They said, "Hello, my name's such and such and such and such, and you weren't expected to see us this morning, but we're from the local Jehovah's Witnesses mission, and we're keeping it nice and light." That was what she actually said to me, and I went, "No, I'm not interested. Bye bye." Got the sales patter down.
It is a routine. Look at that shot.
Oh, look at that image.
Stands out. Marlboro Man there.
Yeah. He's gone for the deep shadow under the hat as well. It's great.
Yeah. Get a bit of graduated tone there. A little bit of painted work.
It is a little strange though, isn't it? Like the French making a cowboy book.
Yeah.
If you think about it.
Just westerns, Mexican.
Yeah.
Western
But it seems
here,
to be it's very sort of what's the word? It's got a real feel to it. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't feel like somebody who's writing it who hasn't got a clue. Do you know?
Right. Absolutely.
There's a sort of natural progression of migration on this strip because Charlie is Belgian.
Right.
Moebius is French.
Yeah.
The Mexicans came a lot from the Spaniards.
I suppose.
And they're all 5,000 miles west over the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great detail here.
Yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's lovely stuff.
Well.
He certainly knows he captures that light, doesn't he?
Yeah. See, that might have been a tighter shot. He could have gone tighter on his camera there, but you would have missed the depth of the open space here.
Yeah.
So much. You could tell they're riding through like nothing, like hard desert. It's great.
Wow, look at that. That's just amazing.
Yeah, it's great stuff.
Look at that shot there on the left-hand page, fourth panel. Adios, amigos. Look at that colouring on those horses and that wagon. Look at that.
Stark. It's a little bit of his fantasy work shading coming through here. It's fantastic.
They should have put on that second panel. They should have put that word balloon in that empty space at the top, so we could see that rock.
Yeah. Would have been too far away from the action, though.
We don't care. We just want to look at the pictures.
I hear you.
Just leave it black, blank. Just leave it blank and just let us see it going across. It's fantastic.
No sound effect needed.
I've got a film of me colouring a hatch that's similar to this colouring. It's an hour long. I think I'll have to post it, or bits of it. You can see how it happens, folks.
Woo!
We're at the top of the hour. Just want to thank everybody for stopping by, and glad you're here. We are looking at Blueberry 2 by Gerard and Moebius.
I was thinking of pie.
Look at that.
Not 3.142. Blueberry pie.
Mm-hmm.
Blueberry pie.
Had some great apple pie yesterday. It's Thanksgiving's all about. It's food and pie.
Pie. I like
Pumpkin
pie.
pie, lemon meringue pie, and apple pie. Still got a couple slices left over upstairs. So
He's shouting you.
yeah. No sound effects needed. Just action.
It's great the way he's gone under the bridge to show you the ropes coming apart, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then he's still there where they fall down.
Yeah. Yep.
Ooh. What a way to go, eh?
They all got to cross the bridge, and what'd they do? Cut the ropes?
Something, yeah.
Blueberry had planned. He sabotaged. The sabotage ropes gave way. The weight of the thundering mob. Yep.
It's funny. I always feel sorry for the horses, not the men.
Yeah.
Look at those rocks.
Oof. There we go. Detail in every panel.
Paw.
Lovely lighting.
It's amazing, isn't it?
That looks like from a campfire there. It is. Nope, they're in the mine again, aren't they? It's from lantern light. And again, detail in every panel.
Yeah.
Even the slight ones. Yeah.
Fantastic, isn't it? Look at that boat there, the side view of that boat, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
A raft or something.
It's just the
It's
sky.
like it's like a barge. It's got
Yeah.
a rope running across the
Yeah.
lake there. Yeah.
Is that? Oh, right. So it's a ferry.
A ferry, yeah, that's the one.
It's a ferry, literally crossing that bit of the river. That just that one panel. Look at
Yeah.
the sky and the water. God.
Yeah. Wow.
And there we go. Cut loose. Look at that rain.
Look at that. Yeah. Wow.
Just
And
amazing.
that panel underneath it as well.
Right here.
Yeah.
This whole
Fantastic. Isn't it?
section here, greatly done. Just beautiful work. Here too, look at the rainwater running
Yeah.
down. Another great profile.
Wow.
Fantastic sequence there. It's great.
It's just so well drawn, isn't it?
Oh yeah, crazy good.
I mean, it doesn't need the color at all, does it? It would still be outstanding in black and white.
Oh yeah. And then shadow work.
Just beautiful.
Running through the tall reeds. The reference back to Blueberry One. So happy to see your ugly face. Oh, it's almost too dark there. Look at that boot to the face. Almost moccasin to the face.
Yeah.
No real heel there.
Yeah. Look at that blue on that nighttime panel where he's pulling the horse.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that. That's just amazing.
It's a dark, deep purple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you get the open panel on the next page, or two open panels.
Yeah. It's barely a separation there. Gutter. This is it, the Yankees. A little looser here.
Yeah.
Still great. But it's looking at that, it's not quite inked as tight
Look at the creases at the bottom of his shirt. There. Bottom panel.
Yeah.
No. Left panel. He's got his back to us.
Oh, here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got too much silence. We're just
Yeah, sorry,
stunned,
folks.
stunned into silence. All
We're
of
just
us.
staring at the pretty art. So
Yeah.
chat's open though, folks. If you're here, make sure you hit that like button, the love button. Make sure you chime in and give us your opinion. We're just looking at this great stuff. Oh, you know, that reminds me, I haven't gone over to my Facebook page and read that up. That might be why the chat's a little quiet this morning. I always forget to do that.
That guy there, Russ, looks a bit like Jason Wingard, doesn't he? Remember him in
Jason Wingard.
Department S, and then he was
Jason. Right, I was trying to remember that guy's name.
Jason Wingard.
Is Wingard the character's name?
No, that's his name, Jason.
That's
Wingard.
his name, right? It was Jason something else, wasn't it? It was like
I'll have a look.
I can't remember the last name. It was some ridiculous name. Sure, it was. But Department S, yeah. Like, and he had all the gear on, didn't he? Had like the massive collars,
yeah,
the big flares,
frilly shirts, and all that.
Yeah, frilly shirts. Yeah, he was total ladies' man. Although in reality, he was gay, I think.
So it's not Jason Wingard; it's Peter Wingard.
Peter Wingard, and it was Jason
King.
Jason King, that's it. Jason King, ladies' man and spy from Department S. That was a little bit before my time, but I do remember lots of people talking about it.
Yeah.
So especially on the TV. I suppose by the time I was aware of the TV, it was probably being ridiculed for what it was.
Peter Wingard died on my birthday in 2018. He was 90.
Really?
90.
God, 90.
Yeah.
He certainly filled the screen. He was a character.
He was. I described him as a dandy.
Dandy, yeah, that would be. Yeah, that's a very old-fashioned, but very good description.
And his real name, Peter Wingard's real name, is Cyril Goldbear.
Cyril's so 70s, isn't it?
He was arrested for gross indecency with a crane driver in a public toilet.
Oh God!
And he was fined £75.
God, that was a lot of money back then. God,
back in 1975
for a hand job. God, what a world! What a world! That guy's face over on the right there, the one with the massive chin. Very looks like Wolverine's brother or whatever it is.
Sabretooth, yeah.
Sabretooth, that's it.
That Peter Wingard there, that drawing there looks very Carlos Esquerra, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
That nose and the chin.
So Moebius only ever did Silver Surfer for Marvel, didn't he?
I think that's right, yeah, for Marvel.
That's the only Marvel Universe thing that Moebius did, yeah.
I think they missed a trick there. Silver Surfer was not appropriate for Moebius, in my personal opinion, but X-Men would have been.
Yeah.
At a certain era, yeah.
Yeah.
I think what happened was that he was surprised that he had to write the story. Moebius.
Yeah, really?
He wanted a script.
I'm surprised. You'd have thought they'd have just given him a script, wouldn't you?
Well, they couldn't, could they? Because the scripts, there were no scripts.
I
The art-
see. Oh, right. Okay, from that perspective, right.
Stan wasn't used to working off of a script at that point. Yeah.
He wanted the artist to write it so he could put the words in.
Uh,
And take all the writing credit.
Yep. Wasn't it only 2 issues, that Silver Surfer book?
I thought it was a graphic novel. I've got it as a hardback.
All right, must be. I think it can't be more than 4 then. I wouldn't have thought.
No, I think they sold it as a graphic novel.
maybe. Yeah, it was just a graphic novel, I think.
I think they started out selling. There was another Silver Surfer book that Lee and Kirby did that was before that they sold as a graphic novel.
Buscema and Lee did one, didn't they? Judgment Day.
Buscema and Lee.
Yeah.
I thought Kirby
Yeah,
and Lee did one as well.
Yeah, that was 1977. That one.
Yeah.
Moebius was 85, 6, something like
Right.
that.
So the Buscema Lee one could well have been later 80s.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I've got a first print. Hold on.
Yeah, I'd show the Moebius Silver Surfer book, but my copy is, I ended up getting it secondhand, and it had gone through a fire. So it's some of it's
Yeah.
pretty
You see,
smoky.
The
covers are warped, and yeah,
I thought I had
beautiful.
several issues. It is a separate comic because I've got issues 1 and 2 because I remember the different covers. I'm just looking at it now. So they must have collected. So they must have collected it into a graphic novel.
Yeah, they had it out, and it was hardback. Yeah,
Parable, wasn't it?
yeah, something like that.
1988.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Buscema Lee one was 1988.
Okay.
I've got the first printing of this. Excellent.
Wow.
First printing, 1988. There you go. Lovely book. It was all just 1 panel per page, apart from 1 page where he had 3 panels. So I think he just decided to cheat.
Mm-hmm.
He probably was fed up of writing the story.
Yeah. Well, it was that, like I say, everything's on 1 panel per page, apart from the double page spread in the middle, and then there's this 1 page of Galactus sort of sinking into a molten planet to finally consume it, and he did that in 3 panels to show him sinking in. But other than that, everything's single panels. Absolutely gorgeous book. And at a similar time, I think it might have been a bit later, not sure. Yeah, 1991, first printing of this as well. Nice. I didn't realise that. Wolverine, Bloody Choices with Tom DeFalco and John Buscema. Again, in the same format. That sort of squarish format. Same format as this, funnily enough. Even though this is made up of two halves per page. So it was that series of graphic novels. Also, the one with the Thing and Hulk in. I can't remember what it was called.
By Wrightson.
Yeah, by right. Oh, what a great book!
Yeah.
I've got the first print of that as well. Absolutely love that book. It's just so
back
good.
when they did a whole line of graphic novels that were just phenomenal.
Yeah, and that's,
even
I didn't.
Super Boxers has its charm.
Yeah, and I didn't realise that last Conan book by Buscema, the Conan the Rogue.
Yeah,
that's all part of it, and I managed to get that as well. So, dead chuffed. That's a set. I like that.
I've got one of them. It's like a medieval fantasy. The Raven Banner. I think Rick Veitch, I think, did the artwork on that. We'll be taking a look at here in a few months.
Ooh.
It's just really pretty stuff. It's all done about the same time all of this stuff was printed. It's the same basic format, only thinner. Same paper stock, same card stock cover. There was a period there they were doing some really, really beautiful books.
Oh yeah, this is from what I can, the way I see it, this is the pinnacle. This is the best they were. Certainly didn't get any better.
No.
I've got my eye on a I've got my eye on an auction next week, and they've got a whole bunch of Marvel and DC 80s comics, boxes of them. But one box they did have was issue 1 of Captain Britain with the mask in excellent condition.
Yeah.
And there's they've got five other issues with it as well. Not that I need them because I've got a whole bunch of them for reading.
Is that Larry Lieber?
I think
Did he draw that, or did he just draw the covers?
Isn't that
Claremont and
Tuska?
Herb Trimp?
Oh, Herb Trimp. Yeah. Trimp or Tuska. I get them mixed up. It's probably Trimp.
Herb Trimp and Fred Keeder.
Right.
So, yeah, Herb Trimp was a penciler and Keeder was the inker.
Yeah.
Larry Lieber was the editor.
Right.
Marie Severin was the colorist. There you go.
Well, that's a surprise.
There you go. So, yeah. And some wonderful Buscema Sinnott Fantastic Four in the middle in black and white. Anyway, yeah, so that's, and I looked up online and they're going for like 450 quid.
Bloody hell.
And the batch is going for somewhere between 100 and 150. So I'll have a
probably not a good thing that you're broadcasting that
as well. That somebody's got to have 150 quid to go buy it, haven't they? And they don't know where the auction is.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel relatively safe. If somebody wants to spend 250 quid on it, they're welcome. Not that is my final and strictly final offer, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Look at the textures on that guy's fur coat.
On his fur, oh yeah, it's lovely. Look at that.
It looks like underneath the arches, doesn't it? Flanagan and Allen.
Yeah.
That's it. Turn over. Brilliant.
Brilliant. Lovely.
End of book 3.
Finn. I love that.
We got it's about halfway through. Yeah, about halfway through the book. Do we want to continue on and cover this next one?
Whatever you want to do, yeah. We can leave it if you want, but we can.
Yeah, I've got to get off on time today.
So,
yeah.
I think we should leave it for next time rather than interrupt it. Unless you want to carry on with it. Either way,
we'll just leave that page as a teaser. Then look at that.
Yeah,
isn't that fantastic?
We tease you. We tease you.
Yeah.
Again, it looks different, doesn't it?
Yeah, again, I wouldn't. If you'd have shown me this without me knowing it was Moebius, I wouldn't necessarily have gone straight for Moebius.
Yeah, do you know what I think it is? I think European
feel to it.
I think it's the colouring. The colouring isn't as bright.
Yeah, you say about European. I actually think if you look at that eye, the bottom left-hand part of the page, and the head above it, that's got like American vibes to it.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Great hair.
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, brilliant stuff. Brilliant.
Yeah, well, it's almost 30. No, we're 123.
Yeah, we're an hour and a half. So yeah.
We can finish it off here and pick it up next week.
Keep the audience wanting more.
Yeah, we'll do that. Putting the mark in on this, and we'll come back to it next week, folks. We've been looking at Blueberry 2. We'll finish that off and probably kick into Blueberry 3 next week. Let's see if I can reach it. Excuse my reach.
Oh wow!
Wow.
It's like you said, it's got that Koto Maltese vibe, hasn't it?
Yeah,
it does. Yep, really does.
European.
Yep.
That whole body though, there, the movement, the hands being larger, then slightly over exaggerated to force them out to the front. Just really amazing stuff. That's Moebius. So just
Jack
fantastic.
Davies could have drawn that, couldn't he?
Yeah. Carlos Esquera could have drawn that.
Yeah.
Very easy. We'll have to look at some strontium dogs here real soon.
What a great title, Ballad for a Coffin.
Yeah. And this one is Angel Face. The second story in this book is The Outlaw, I believe. Yeah, or The Outlaw.
What a great scene set of that first panels.
Yeah. It's fantastic. More Blueberry next week, folks. Great, great, great stuff. Great stuff. Now, we deeply appreciate you stopping by today. We're sorry we're a little shorter than usual. We hope you don't mind. We'll give that back volume a little more attention instead of forcing our way through it in a half an hour. So a lot more Blueberry where this came from, folks. This stuff is, there's an omnibus out, I think, by IDW. But other than that, you might find this available on eBay. I don't think it's been reprinted here within the last 10, 15 years at least. But if you get a chance to find a copy, can't recommend it to you highly enough. And we'll be back next week on this. So hope you stop by then. Same bat time, same bad channels. Russ, yeah. Russ, tell folks how they can find you.
You can find me in the clutches of death. No, hold on. There you go. You can find me at russleach.com. Sign up for the email list there so that we can keep you informed of what's going on with the Atlantean. Issue 2 is currently in production. You can pick up a copy of the Shadow Kingdom over at arrowcomics.store, or of course just go to criticalblast.com or Amazon or Barnes & Noble or any good online bookshop. You can find it everywhere. The website I have will be changing soon so that you can go there and pick out a link for anything you want that we've got available. Like I say, Atlantean 2 will be available in the new year around March time. So we're building a library of Cull related material, and we hope you're already enjoying what we've done. I can't wait to see what people are saying about issue 1. It's going to be going out in the post next week, the week after, so you'll definitely be getting it before Christmas. A little bit later than I wanted it to be, but bits and pieces have happened. You know what it's like. But the great thing is you don't have to wait around long. Again, issue 2 will be done before we go to a crowdfunder next year. So everything will be ready to go to print, and you'll get the book in sort of March, April. So by which time we'll already be starting on issue 3. So if you want to keep track of everything that's going on, go to russleach.com and sign up for that email list. Okay.
There we are. Glenn, tell folks how they can find you.
You can find me here on the show with Randy and Russ on Fridays and Sundays. You can find me all over the net on Facebook and Instagram and whatever. But mainly go to Amazon, pick up my books and magazines on there. If you just Google my name, I'm sure something will come up, give you some direction. Just go to Amazon. All my 12 books are on there, and magazines and various things. Just put my name in.
All right. And folks, I've been your host, Randy Zimmerman. We said before, Shadow Kingdom over arrowcomics.store. You can find that over there. You can also find books like Herobot Zero, which is a great little book that I've done about a little robot who defends a city from large menaces as long as he can do it on the clock. It's kind of like a giant robot fight book. It's a lot of fun. There are 2 issues of that available over there. There's also books like The Fool, which is a urban vigilante who fights crime with practical joke tools. And we call him the rodeo clown of justice. And Paragon, which is a superhero title that I'm especially proud of. It's got a great twist ending that hopefully will surprise you and entertain you. And we're really glad again that you stopped by. We look at this stuff because we love it. We're inspired by it. The great sequential art by the great people that we admire and are inspired by. And we don't get paid for this. We're not monetized. Indie Comics Network isn't monetized, and none of our channels are monetized, but we do it because we love talking about it. We love showing it off. We hope you enjoy it as well. If you've enjoyed this show, make sure you tell your friends. Make sure you hit that like button as well. Any type of interaction, leave a comment. If there's anything that you want to see us cover and go over that we haven't already, make sure you let us know. We'd be more than happy to take it under consideration. So I can't promise we can do all of your requests, but we'll definitely take it under consideration. I think that's it. Go visit your local retailer. Go visit fundmycomic.com. All sorts of great comic campaigns available over there. Hatch Annotated is available over there still. And all sorts of other great products as well. So if the current state of comics has got you down, especially them crazy corporate comics, go into the independent market. Look at those crowdfunding campaigns. Heavy Metal's coming back. Metal Hurlant's coming back. There's all sorts. We're seeing a great renaissance of independent and alternative sequential art. And we hope that you go out there and enjoy those. Look at what Ghost Machine is doing. Some really interesting stuff. Read the Titan Conans. Though some of that's a little shaky lately, but that's our opinion. But anyway, let us know. Leave a comment. Leave a like. Tell your friends. We'll see you soon. We'll be back Sunday morning. Sunday Funnies at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Sunday Funnies. We'll be looking at this fantastic book, Comics, The History of Comic Books in America by Les Daniels. And you say, oh, what do you want to look at a history book for? Well, it's got all sorts of comics inside from all of the different eras. All sorts of greatness in black and white for us to take a look at.
Wow, look at that.
It's some fantastic stuff. And that's just the page I opened it up to. They've got a great color section in here as well. That's got a Bill Everett Submariner story, as well as a Steranko right. Graham Ingalls EC book. There's a Steranko story in here. There's all sorts of greatness, and some underground stuff. We're going to have to be careful on what we show. But that's Comics, The History of Comic Books in America on Sunday Funnies this Sunday, 9 a.m. So stop back for that. We are on the Indie Comics Network YouTube channel, the Comic Book Black Belt YouTube channel, the Randy Zim YouTube channel. Go over there and like and subscribe, please. All right. I think that's it. We'll see you on Sunday.
Yep. See you on Sunday.
We'll see you back here again on Friday for more Comics by Night. Zed in the house.
Hey, Zed.
Thanks for stopping by. We must be going. So, wow.
Catch us on the rerun.
Catch us on those reruns. Catch those archives. We know the majority of our audience watches because who in the over on this side of the world wants to get up at 5 a.m. We deeply, deeply appreciate you watching us after the fact as well. And make sure you still hit that like button. Still leave us a comment. We'll see it. So we love you all. See you on the next one. Take care, everybody.
Das Vidania.
See ya.
If you look at something and there's nothing there, what's the difference of figuring out what it was in the first place?
And it was this desire to lead in gumball innovation that would change everything forever.
What we were trying to do was make the gumballs more orange, but what we did instead was open a rift in the space-time continuum, unleashing a godlike entity. You know, it happened.
Holy shit. That is the craziest thing I have ever seen. And I'm Dennis Quaid, and Dennis Quaid has seen some shit.
you draw the Flintstones naked? There's a market for that.
Why? Because fuck them, that's why.
What was that? This is not a charade. We need total concentration. Now, once again, this time, with theory.
Smell this shoe.
Excuse me?
a las demandas y a las demandas. 모습을 나타내면서
Know how much I will not. And
kararına İstanbul Pendik Milli Eğitim
smell that shoe.
Bez njega ne...
Ma'am, you want a whiff of my shoe?
333 041, ja se izvinjavam. Koji bože.
Mach. Alles okay, wollen Sie gleich ans Expertentelefon gehen, Herr Ohm? Um Gottes Willen. Oh Gott.
Smell that shoe.
Jasmine.
Jasmine.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce.